Mansel's score is a dark, twisted take on Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, blending the ballet's iconic themes with eerie piano notes and pulsing bass. Mansell, who scored all of Aronofsky's films, creates an atmosphere of dread and beauty, though the score was controversially deemed ineligible for an Oscar due to its heavy use of Tchaikovsky. A standout moment is an EDM track by the Chemical Brothers in a nightclub scene, adding a modern jolt to the classical soundscape. The music doesn't just accompany the film, it's a character in itself, driving the tension and emotion. The choreography, led by Benjamin Millepied, a principal dancer with the New York City Ballet, is breathtaking. Portman and Kunis trained for months, with Portman performing 90% of her dance scenes. American Ballet Theatre soloist Sarah Lane doubled for some of the more technical moves, but Portman's commitment shines through. The ballet sequences are both graceful and grueling, showcasing the physical toll of the art form. Think bleeding toenails and aching bones. Aronofsky's sister's ballet background inspired him to explore this world, and he parallels it with The Wrestler, noting that both ballet and wrestling demand performers to push their bodies to the limit for art. Costumes, designed by Amy Westcott, are another highlight. The ballet outfits, including the iconic black and white swan costumes, were a collaboration with fashion duo Rodart, though Westcott clarified she designed most of the 40 costumes. The designs are stunning yet functional, reflecting the character's inner turmoil. Westcott's work earned nominations from the Costume Designers Guild, and the costumes became a cultural touchstone, influencing fashion trends with their delicate, feathery aesthetic. The film's themes are what make it linger. Black Swan dives deep into the psyche, exploring obsession, perfectionism, and identity. It's a meditation on the cost of art. How far would you go to be perfect? Nina's journey mirrors the Swan Lake narrative with its battle between innocence and darkness, but Aronofsky elevates it into a universal story about self-destruction and transformation. The film draws inspiration from Polanski's Repulsion and Rosemary's Baby, as well as Cronenberg's body horror, blending psychological thriller elements with subtle supernatural vibes. It's not just a ballet movie, it's a raw, unflinching look at the human condition. Black Swan premiered at the 67th Venice International Film Festival on September 1, 2010, and was a critical darling. It scored an 85% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics praising Aronofsky's direction and Portman's tour de force performance. The film nabbed 5 Oscar nominations: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Cinematography, and Best Film Editing, with Portman winning Best Actress. She also snagged a Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild Award, and countless critics' prizes. The film swept the Independent Spirit Awards with 4 wins and earned 12 nominations from the Broadcast Film Critics Association. Mila Kunis won the Emerging Performer Award at Venice, and the cast's chemistry was lauded across the board. Behind the scenes, the production wasn't without challenges. Aronofsky first pitched the idea to Portman in 2000, but it took nearly a decade to get off the ground. Universal Pictures briefly held the rights before Fox Searchlight stepped in. The tight budget meant sacrifices, like Portman's injury-prone shoot. She also suffered a concussion requiring an MRI. Despite these hurdles, the team's passion shines through. Aronofsky's vision was to create a hybrid film that balanced ballet's documentary-like realism with psychological horror, and he nailed it. The film's cultural impact is undeniable. It sparked discussions about mental health, the pressures of perfection, and the toxic dynamics of artistic industries. Its influence extended to fashion, with Rodart's costumes inspiring runway looks, and to pop culture, with references in everything from TV shows to music videos. Fans on platforms like Letterboxd have spun wild theories about the film's symbolism, from doppelgangers to feminist readings of Nina's struggle against patriarchal control. Memorable quotes, like Thomas's "The only person standing in your way is you," have become iconic, and the dance sequences are seared into viewers' minds. Marketing for Black Swan was genius. Fox Searchlight targeted both arthouse audiences and thriller fans, using trailers that teased the film's intensity without revealing too much. Posters featuring Portman's piercing gaze and feathery costumes became instantly recognizable. The film's tagline, "I just want to be perfect," captured Nina's obsession and resonated universally. It performed strongly worldwide, resonating in countries like France, where ballet has a strong cultural presence, and sparked debates about its portrayal of female sexuality and mental illness. There are no remakes or sequels planned, but Black Swan stands alone as a complete, powerful work. Documentaries like Natalie Portman, Starting Young, touch on her preparation, and behind-the-scenes featurettes on the DVD reveal the grueling dance training. Interviews with Aronofsky highlight his fascination with ballet's duality, while Portman has spoken about the role's emotional toll. The film's legacy endures in its influence on psychological thrillers and its status as a modern classic. Let's talk about the man behind the camera, Darren Aronofsky. If you know Aronofsky, you know he's not afraid to push boundaries. This is the guy who gave us Requiem for a Dream and The Wrestler, films that dig deep into the human psyche with unflinching intensity.